Hey guys, it's JawsTheSharkNews here, and today I'm going to be doing something a bit different since there's not many figures to talk about or show you guys and review. And plus, again, this is pretty big news and all that I've been talking about. It's been a while since I've done kind of different video. I don't think I've ever done a news video before, so sure, let's take a look at some big news from Paramount and Hasbro and E1 yesterday on the new Transformers movie. Now, this ain't gonna be the official title was revealed, and of course, it's not gonna be Beastar in Danger like in my April Fool's video. If you want to look at that, that's the Unicron review in quotes. But yeah. So the official title though today was or yesterday was revealed as of this recording, of course, for the Untitled Transformers movie or Transformers 7, and it's now going to be called Transformers Rise of the Beasts. So this pretty much indicates that this will be a Beast Wars focused movie, and yeah, there was a lot revealed, so I'll be discussing it with you guys and giving my thoughts on what's going to happen throughout the movie. So, yeah, it says on here, Transformers Rise of the Beasts revealed at virtual event with director Stephen Cable Jr. He's of course, the director of the movie. So it says the Transformers movie franchise will take on the Beast Wars storyline from the late 1990s in Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. Producer Lorenzo di Bonaventura and director Stephen Cable Jr. announced on Tuesday. It says production is just starring on the feature, but Di Bonaventura and Cable still did reveal a fair amount of Rise of the Beasts, similar to Travis Knight's 2018 film Bumblebee, which was set in 1987. The new film will be set in 1994, so as to not intersect with the five Transformers movies directed by Michael Bay, though those films weren't exactly sticklers for the laws of time and space either. So, yeah, and then they say here it's going to be, unlike Bumblebee, it's going to be basically what it says here about, like Bumblebee. It says about that D. Bonaventura, he says about it's going to be more actually have about the same budget as the previous five Transformer movies, and like Bumblebee, because that one had a smaller budget. So that will be quite exciting. That's one of the reasons I'm excited. It's going to kind of go back to its roots. And it says it will move into New York City. I believe it's supposed to be in Brooklyn around there. And it has two new human characters. It's got Elena, I'm not sure, and who's an artifact researcher who keeps having credit for work taken by her boss. Ooh boy. And then we got Noah, who's an ex-military electronics expert who lives with his family in Brooklyn. It says also shoot in Peru. So yeah. And it says, of course, Bumblebee will return in this movie, but it's actually going to be focusing on Optimus Prime, who is thankfully going to be voiced by Peter Cullen, so that's a big savior. And it gives him like an origin story of him on Earth and learn. So basically, if you don't know, a few years ago, like around after Bumblebee came out, there was like reports of an Optimus Prime movie, but then that like all stopped. But I think they were trying to integrate that into here. And also, earlier last year, they had the thing where they had the two scripts for a Bumblebee sequel and the Beast Wars movie. Yeah, it seems like they're merging that into this, which could be a concern because that's what happened with the last night. That's how that failed. They just combined two different scripts. Um, so yeah, it says he revealed some concept art of his appearance. They didn't show that to the public, but it does say it's G1 inspired, as the director wants it to be. And it says more characters are going to be Mirage. Yeah, Mirage is actually going to be in this movie. Not Mirage as in Dino. No, like literally, Mirage is actually going to be in it. And he's going to be turning into a Porsche 911, which, if you don't know, this is a vehicle that Jazz turned into in G1. So would that mean Jazz would take on Mirage's alt form? uh, anyways, and it says RC is also going to be in it, and she appeared in the Bumblebee movie as well. And it does mention that Beast Wars will be a good part of it, and it's going to have Air Razor, Rhinox, and Optimus Primal. So, yeah, that's quite cool. And I heard the Gorilla mode for Optimus Primal is going to be like the last night concept art that we saw a few years ago, but it's gonna have like a bunch of fur and rust on it. That's quite interesting. And yeah, mentions about Cable being a director, or well, he's the director, but him being a big fan of Beast Wars, and as well, it mentions that oh yeah, and the star of it, who plays Noah Anthony Ramos, it says he also grew up watching Beast Wars as a kid. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. And it says it's gonna debut in June 24th, 2022. So yeah, that's it for this article. But then there's more. There's more. Yes, there is more, and I will get to that. Okay, so thanks to TFW 2005, of course, there's more information over here. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, again, it says that's the seventh live action movie by Hasbro, E1, and Paramount Pictures. And of course, Canada will be standing in for Brooklyn, New York, for unknown reasons. I guess probably too much money. I think it's too much money in traffic. So, but yeah, so it says that for this, of course, it says the what is going to be in the movie. So of course, there's actually going to be a few factions in here. So of course, the Autobots and Decepticons will be returning. It doesn't say anything here. I'm just saying pretty much. Uh, but then, of course, since this one is being called Rise of the Beasts, there is an addition of Maximals and Predacons. So that's, I mean, not surprising, but hey, it's still pretty cool. And there's even a fifth faction in this one. And it says we will also see Terrorcons. Now, for those wondering, does this have to do with the whole Terrorcons from like G1 or Prime? They have nothing to do with those. Because in G1, they're just a combiner team that turn into different little monsters and all that. Not to be confused with the Monster Bots, but yeah. And then, of course, in Prime, there are things awaken in the Predacons Rising movie, TV movie for Transformers Prime. So, but in this one, they're not animals. They're like the greater evil to both Oddbots slash Maximals and Decepticons slash Predacons. So, yeah. So again, like I said before, this is going to be a very heavy movie. Just hopefully it doesn't suck. So, but anyways, it says that Predacons and Terracons are not allies. Like I said before, that's a greater evil. And of course, yeah, they're the main baddies in this. It says Predacons are reptilian in nature and the enemies of the Maximals, and Terracons are throwing them all, but mostly to the Autobots, and I guess Maximals as well. As usual, it was like that with Unicron. It's like even though he's against all Cybertron, he mostly was like with Galvatron and all that, though mainly because he used him. So for the characters, so again, I mentioned Optimus, Mirage, and RC, but I didn't describe them too much. So Optimus Prime, it says he's the lead character, so and he's really gonna be the lead character pretty much because they're gonna have that little origin thing in there. So it says he's gonna upgrade version of the G1 look from Bumblebee movie. So basically like the Bumblebee movie version, but he's got a gray torso, gray windshield flaps, and gray upper shoulder parts that lead into the smokestacks. So, and it does say, of course, Peter Cullen will once again be voicing Optimus Prime. So, and it shows how he becomes later in the Bay movies. But wait, wasn't that rebooted? And yeah, they're still sort of connecting to those movies. But yeah, well, anyways, and it says Bumblebee. We didn't bring a Bumblebee. Bumblebee will be a classic Camaro, like he was in the beginning of the 2007 movie, as well as the end of the Bumblebee movie. But he will be, so he will be a second generation 70s Camaro, raised Z/28 badging, external framing, chunky wheels, light bar on top, a lot of ratchets. So he's going to be basically a monster truck almost, I don't know. So that'll be quite interesting to see. I think there's like leaked photos of like a toy, but I'm not sure if that was from this. I believe that was from the Bumblebee movie. So yeah, it says Mirage is a silver and blue Porsche 911. So again, basically think Jazz's alt mode, but he's got the Mirage colors. And his characterization is similar to Age of Extinction Crosshairs, and he's anti-authority. He can transfer to multiple types of vehicles. So basically, he's like his G1 self. RC, robot model close to G1, is a Ducati 916 motorcycle, red with rose-pink and white highlights. Classic head, Ducati bike, and racing number on the leg. So, yeah, so basically, I guess it's supposed to look like her Bumblebee movie one, but she's got a motorcycle, she's got G1 colors, but Prime Alt mode, pretty much. Nightbird, this one's pretty interesting. This may be due to trademarking. This is like where the trademarks start to come in. So she is included as a Nissan GTR and is a Terracon. And she's purplish gray in color, modernized version of G1 character, and face mask with robo-looking hood. Switch sides allegiances are flexible. So basically, that means she could be an Autobot, a Predacon, Maximal, Decepticon, or Terracon. Like, yeah, that's what I'm just saying. Yeah, if you don't know who Nightbird is in G1, she was like the sort of ninja character. So, yeah. And it says next, Scourge. And he will be the leader of the Terracons. So yeah, it says he's a trophy hunter. So there's another little comparison here. It says that he's like Lockdown from Age of Extinction, which was a cool character, to be honest here. So that'll be quite awesome to watch. So it says when he kills, he rips the faction insignias and tattoos them into his body. Woo. 4 smokestacks on the back, all smoking. Claw hand with electricity. Black/gray tone with orange pops. Not black convoy looking, but probably a truck due to smokestacks and art. So, yeah, I'm not even sure what to describe it. He's basically his G1 self as well as his RD 2001 self. We shall see. Airazor is a robotic bird. Rusty bird mode, steampunk-esque. Silhouette is a very real world bird, but plated/layered, looks old, been here a bit. Blue glowing eyes. So yeah, there's like they're saying it's the alt modes for the Beast Wars characters are gonna be like techno organic in some sorts. So that's interesting. And it says Rhinox, well, needs no introduction. Also very rhino shaped, plated, also steampunk and rusty. Ironhide, like another comparison, but hey, once he uses his horn, again looks old, like metal, been here a bit. So this basically describes that the Maximals have been on Earth for a very long time, which was, I guess, like the Beast Wars cartoon, or maybe who knows. I have not seen Beast Wars in a while, but and of course fans have seen Optimus Primal before, so Optimus Primal is going to be in the movie. So we're going to have 2 Optimuses, so Optimus Prime and Primal, but don't worry. For the G1ers, Prime will be the focus. But anyways, it says remember the last night CGI concept art? Yep, but with much more fur. So he's basically going to have that similar design to what we saw in the concept art, but he's going to have like fur and lots of it. So yeah, it says he's the leader of the Maximals, is very protective of those who are under his protection. You don't mess with Primal. Rusty under frame, looks like random patches of skin and fur layered on top. Like he's been through some stuff. He's leader of Maximals, equal in stature to Prime. Hey, and that says about the human characters. We already brought them up. And it says they're both from Brooklyn, and they're happy to mix the Transformers with their real life neighborhood. It also says that Anthony Ramos actually got his license for this movie because he's from New York, and I guess subway trains and taxis are very common, basically. So he actually got his license finally just for this movie. And it doesn't say can't answer if Beast Wars voice actors will be back. Lots of smiles, hopefully. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And it says lots of characters we haven't seen yet. All the Maximals are hard to bring to screen. Rhinox wants to smash, but also Brain of Operations shows the connection to original tune. Good. How to actually try to disguise themselves. So it says they will be shooting in Peru for 6 weeks, and it will be a spectacle story, bigger action with deeper character story style from B movie. Combine the two. Key was it's not a small budget film. This is summer blockbuster level stuff. So yeah, so basically they're combining Bumblebee style along with the action budget from the previous 5. So that's perfect. It sounds good. I just hope the one thing I'm concerned about with this movie is if it gets too overcrowded, because the Transformers movies are not like Endgame length. So if they need to take that length, I would be fine with it. If it makes it like a 5 hour movie or 3.5 hour, I would be fine as long as the movie can get like everything good, like so that way things aren't rushed and crammed in. We all saw that with the last night, so I don't think they'll do that. I think they'll try to do it. So I'll trust them, but I'm also so concerned. So yeah, that's my thoughts. So what do I think is going to happen with this? Well, honestly, I don't know if this is really going to connect to the Bayverse, but you know, it just depends. It just depends on how it works. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It again. I don't think it's going to be Bayverse related. Totally. There's going to be those little ties. I just why don't they just reboot it basically? But I don't know. I think it already has. They just not saying it again. Lorenzo di Bonaventura in the past has said he doesn't like throwing around the word reboot. But they're taking different style here, so looking good, looking good. So those are my thoughts on that. So basically, soft reboot, Transformers back to its roots, but while at the same time taking home what was brought in Bumblebee. So yeah, quite excited. 7 years after Bumblebee, not after release, but if it was 7 years, it's like But don't worry, guys. Takes place 7 years after Bumblebee. Not doesn't really 7 years after Bumblebee. That would be 2025. Huh. Well, yeah. There you guys have that. And then of course the logo. I like it. It kind of reminds me of the first three Transformer movies. With that font. So I like how they're bringing that back. And for the first time, they're actually using the Autobot logo in place of the O. Again, this logo is probably not going to be permanent. I mean, they're using it all over their social media, but it probably won't be final. We'll see. But yeah, so yeah, there I have my thoughts on that. So, anyways, guys, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, share for more. Let me know in the comment section down below if you want more kind of stuff like this, because I'll be quite interested in doing it. I got good equipment for it. So, yeah. Well, anyways, guys, comment down below it what you guys think of all this information from the movies. And there's got to be some more there, but I'm not going to cover all that because there's tons of stuff. But yeah, anyways, guys, again, guys, till all are one.